Hi guys, welcome to workshop on SNAP exam, how to prepare for the SNAP exam. This workshop talks in detail about what to expect from the SNAP exam. So please sit with a pen and paper so that I'll talk about in detail about section wise sections, then cutoffs, then how to prepare for the exam in the last few days. Alright. Alright, what you need to have material before you start with actual papers. You need all the actual paper of SNAP exam of last 5-6 years. Seating or other coaching institute notes. I don't recommend reading the books because the big books of your CAT which you already have, because the level of question have completely changed, plus we don't have energy to open up the CAT books after SNAP exam, and trust me, that's the main problem which people have. And thirdly, they are too big to be done in the time frame we have. So we don't have enough time for the SNAP exam. So seating in notes or any other coaching class in notes should be enough if they are non-CAT exam focused. Yeah, practice mocks, you need at least 6 to 8 mocks, and of course a lot of motivation and time to study for the exam. Alright, so remember one thing, everyone who is taking SNAP, most of them have taken CAT as well, and after CAT they start the preparation for the SNAP exam. People don't study more than 7 days, trust me, not more than 1 week for the SNAP exam. And I'm saying this at the high range, this is the maximum time people are spending on it. So if you are starting early, you have enough time to crack on with the SNAP exam. And trust me, that is very important. So please use that time. Alright, so let's have the target setting, how much target you have to set. So let's start with the cutoffs, what are there for all the top 3-4 colleges. Fine. So main college SIBM cutoff is traditionally around 105. So you have to touch 105 marks. So that's why if you attempt 120, it's highly possible that you might touch 105. SCM HRD, normally the cutoff ranges around 95. SIIB and SIBM Bangalore have cutoff of around 90. So these are the top 4 colleges which are through SNAP exam. Yep. Alright, if I go beyond this, we have more colleges, SITM, SIMC. Then the cutoff goes down up to 70, 65, 50 marks in the SNAP paper. Fine. So please look at the details of where you stand as of today so that we can finalize how much score I need to have for that exam. Alright, let's move to the quant section. The name of the quant section is Quant, DI and Data Sufficiency section. But unfortunately there was no question based on DS, so major focus was on Quant and DI. Alright, from the quant section point of view, main thing is arithmetic. All your percentages, 3 questions, profit and loss, another 2 questions, ratio proportions, 2 questions, time, speed, distance, time and work is always important topic. So it changes every year, but you can expect around 6 questions from these 2 topics alone. Then again, average is 1 question. Fine. So arithmetic overall is the most important area. Age is problem, Ram and Sham, total age is 32. Find the age of each of them. Fine. So together these topics is covering almost 1/3 of the paper. So out of 40 questions, expect around 15 questions from arithmetic. Fine. Second most important topic for you is geometry. See, same goes for every exam. For CAT, SNAP and MAT, every exam there is same breakup. Arithmetic, geometry, the 2 most important area. Expect 5 questions based on geometry, 1 question based on coordinate geometry, 1 trigonometry. So 7 questions were based on geometry. Yeah, second most important topic. And third most important topic is modern maths, dirty quant, which I call them. Fine. Again, come here to arithmetic, geometry and modern maths, AGM, are the 3 most important areas from your exam point of view. So what to expect in the modern maths? You can expect questions on logarithms, 2 questions on log, permutation combination 2 questions, probability 2 questions, and inequalities maybe 1 or 2 questions as well. So these are the 3 most important topics which you have to do. Trust me, if you have still CAT exam pending with you, please keep your things open for CAT, because SNAP, NMAT, CMAT, SNAP, all the exam is going to be focused on geometry, modern maths, arithmetic. So you have to do these three topics. If you're trying to focus on SNAP because you don't want to focus on CAT exam, I'm sorry, you have to cover up all these things. Fine. So go back to your books. Arithmetic 15 questions, geometry 7-8 questions, and modern maths again 7-8 questions. These three topics is more than sufficient. Alright, so DI was there for namesake, only one DI set on pie chart, and which was a very easy set to solve. There's one fixed set on pie chart coming every year, please go through there. Fine, so please solve the last year papers. You can download the papers from our site cetking.com. Fine, all the papers are there, available there on our site, and that will be more than sufficient. But main thing is speed. Your speed have to be very fast, because that's your main key things in this exam. Alright, so do these three topics in the time you have, so that we can crack the SNAP exam easily. Alright. So 40 questions, time given to you, you should allocate yourself is 40 minutes, and ideal attempt should be 20 to 25. That's a bare minimum attempt you have to do in this section. 5 questions from DI, cakewalk. Geometry 5 questions, easy cakewalk. Fine, which you target. Arithmetic, again a few easy questions to take out from. Fine, so don't miss these things in your exam. Alright. Alright, so we've launched our shortcut workshop. If you plan to join us for the shortcuts for SNAP exam, that includes quant, verbal, logic, DI, all the shortcuts in this program. So you can join us online, including the mocks. So we have launched a program for SNAP that includes your shortcuts as well as the mocks, which you can join. Alright, welcome to the verbal section of your SNAP exam. Now this is not a CAT exam where you'll expect a lot of questions based on logical based verbal ability and lengthy question. Time is less, obviously we don't have enough time. There will be 40 questions to be done, and I recommend ideal time of 30 minutes, more than sufficient for that. And trust me, you can see all the questions within 30 minutes. The main part of verbal is vocab. Any guess how many questions on vocab will be coming? 20 questions. So welcome to the verbal section. There will be 20 questions based on vocab. Antonyms, synonyms, directly based on vocab, 5 questions. Antonym, synonym, spelling of the word and all these things. Vocab usage, which is fill in the blanks, 10 questions based on fill in the blanks. Then other things like idioms and all, another 3 to 4 questions. So 5, another, then word usage, 5. So around 5 questions here. Fine. Takeaway from this, word power made easy book is more than sufficient. If you're a seating student, go through all the recordings of word power made easy based questions which are there in your dashboard. And something new which you have to do is idioms. Easy 3 to 4 questions which is directly based on idiom. Fine. So that's an easy way to crack on with this thing. Around 3-4 questions, easy to do. Don't miss that part. So vocab is the first part of your verbal section. Moving on to grammar. Grammar, there were around 2 to 3 questions based on this. So not very difficult, was easy to solve. Fine, so you can easily solve them as well. So RGV again, so reading comprehension, last topic. R is reading comprehension, G is grammar, and V is vocab. These are the 3 things which RGV which I use to explain details about this thing. So best part of RC is there's very short RCs in SNAP exam. So there was 2 passages only, passage 1, passage 2. Passage 1 was basically a very easy to understand topic. 1 question was based on vocab, 1 specific detail, why author said this thing, why author said that thing, and 1 question was on an inference based. So 3 questions were there in set number 1. Very small passage. Fine. Next passage contains 6 questions. Fine. 3 specific details about why author said this, why author said that, and 3 were based on inference. So out of 10 questions of RC, 6 questions will be fact based, easy to solve, and 4 questions will be based on inference. Fine, that's a typical breakup for the verbal section. Fine, so focus mainly on vocab, because your grammar, idioms, your vocab, words, everything will come as part of 20 questions. Grammar, a few questions, RC, and remaining were para-jumbles, para-completion, all those things. Okay, which you already might have solved in the CAT and other exams. Fine, so major focus should be done is on vocab and practice a few RC before you go for your SNAP exam, and I think that's more than sufficient for the SNAP exam. Now total number of questions are 40, time allocated is 30 minutes, which is more than sufficient to attempt all questions, to look at all the questions. and your target attempt have to be around 25 or minimum 20 if you're not very good in verbal. Fine, 20-25 is a very good attempt, so that I can attempt more in the other sections and try to clear the cutoff, overall cutoff. There is no section cutoff in the verbal section, by the way. Alright. In fact, last year, sorry, idioms, there were around 8 questions based on idioms as well. So do take care of this topic. It's very important. Alright, move to the logic section. Logic section was fairly simple, straightforward, 30 questions, but each question carried 2 marks. So straightforward, but yes, it was a lengthy section. You will not be able to complete the section. So fix up a time, 40 minutes for this section, and you have to complete everything within those 40 minutes. Do not waste too much time on this. Trust me, it can take your ass. Trust me, this topic. Fine. Let's take down breakup. There will be 2 sets based on puzzles. One set was circular arrangement with 8 people sitting on a circular table. How will they sit? Another question was based on distribution. Fine. There are 10 men standing in a row. Ram is left of Sham is left of. So around 10 marks question like this. Then you can expect around 4 questions on critical reasoning. Find statement conclusion, statement assumption, deductions. They're always typically there. Find blood relationship. Again, expect a couple of questions on relationships. Ram is a brother of Sham. Sham is a sister of something. Fine. Then expect a couple of questions on symbols and notations. So you have to pick up all these topics from your last year papers and solve them. Alright, every year 2 questions are based on binary logic. Fine, which you have to crack on, because this is something which is normally ignored by everyone. Just imagine, every question, symbol notations, critical reasoning, every question is 2 marks. Fine, you can't ignore this topic. So please focus on logic. Fine, 40 minutes you have. So expect everything, and number series, 2 questions on number series as well. What I mean by number series is 2, then 7, then 11, then what will be the next number? Not that easy obviously, but that kind of a question. Find clocks and calendars. Again, expect 1 question or 2 questions on clocks and calendar. Deduction we talked about already. So expect everything in logic. So if you have C-taking books, C-taking orange book, there are 24 chapters. Every chapter of this book is important. Fine. So go through every topic of this chapter. But so these are the few topics which are very important. Number series, symbols, critical reasoning, binary logic, 2 logical puzzles which should be done in the end, blood relationship, direction sense. Do everything which you know. Fine. In those 40 minutes, that's your main time. Out of 30 questions, your target have to touch 20, at least 15. Fine. If you are touching 20 questions, 40 marks you're directly getting from this topic. And logic is something where accuracy is normally high. So that's the advantage of your exam. Yeah. So that was all your logic section from SNAP point of view. Now how to plan your study for the exam with last few days remaining. Let's start with the first section by section. Quant section. 3 main things are there: AGM, arithmetic, geometry, and modern maths. So let's divide the first of all number of days remaining for the SNAP exam into 2 phases, phase 1, phase 2. So for example, now we got 30 days remaining for SNAP exam. So it should be 15 days. If you are watching this video lately, 10 days remaining for exam, 5 days. AGM, arithmetic, geometry, and modern maths. These are the 3 most important areas of your geometry, of your quant. Leave everything else. These 3 are the must do things which have to be done in phase 1. In the remaining time, we might pick up the other thing: set theory, time and work, time, speed, distance, other topics. But these are the first 3 top topics which have to be done first. Alright, moving to the verbal section. Main thing in verbal section is vocab. 15 to 20 questions based on vocab and idioms is your first target. If you have time remaining in the second half, we'll look at grammar, RC, and other thing which is not very time consuming, and you already have done them in the non-CAT exam as well. Moving to the GK, go through all the current affairs, very important. If you're planning to join C-taking GK 40 program, it's more than sufficient for your GK preparation, which will be targeting 15 questions. That's more than sufficient. Fine, DI is not there, so not much DI, so you can maybe second half will spend some time on DI. Fine. and logic. Expect everything in logic, current affair. Logical puzzles, coin decoding, deductions. Everything is important. So you have to go through every chapter of DI of logic. That is important. Next is your mocks. You should be taking at least 6 to 8 mocks for your SNAP exam, which is more than sufficient. So maybe you can start taking one mock every three days, and last 2 3 days every day we'll take a mock so that we can complete around 6 8 mocks. Last but not the least is actual papers. Please go through last at least 5 to 6 year papers, and SNAP 2010 is your Bible paper because that is your benchmark for the SNAP exam. Fine, I think that's more than sufficient for your exam. Trust me. Alright, thank you. Alright, GK section of the SNAP exam is very tricky. There will be total 40 questions in the exam, and I think 10 minutes to 15 minutes is more than sufficient time to look at all the questions and pick up the questions which are there. Fine, I'll start with the first of all what type of topics are there. SNAP GK is full of everything. Current affairs to history. So you can expect a current affair, expect around 50%, 20 questions based on current affairs. Then history 2-3 questions. Civics based question, geography based question, again 2-3 questions based on geography, which river is passing from which state of India, all those kind of questions. Awards, again 2 questions based on awards will be there in the exam. Sports based question, couple of questions on sports, who win US Open, American the tennis match. Fine, science based questions, and of course government bodies. What I mean by government bodies is standing committee, parliamentary committees, all these fine questions. You can expect a couple of things. Fine, what comes as part of current affair is all the major events which have happened of lately, tagline of the various companies, take a business merger acquisitions, all those things. So you have to be very well versed with all those things. Fine, now how to prepare for that? We have started a program called GK40. Now GK is something which you cannot complete in the given time frame. So we have divided GK into 40 modules, and these 40 modules are more than sufficient for cracking the exam. Fine, or at least you target 15 questions out of 40. So you can't do 40 by 40. But the minimum target you have to touch is 15 questions, because GK is time saving. Yeah, you save a lot of time in this section. Yeah. So that's the thing in GK. The only problem with GK section which people bank on is using options. Now SNAPs is very smart in that case. What they do is they keep the options very close. Yeah. For example, let's take a very easy example. Who won the Nobel Prize in 1902? 1902 is a very old time, so obviously we have no idea. Option will be Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Ruskin Bond, or Sarojini Naidu. Now obviously Nehru cannot win this, never won Nobel Prize, Mahatma Gandhi never won Nobel Prize, Sarojini never. So Ruskin Bond is easy answer. Without even knowing any details, I can solve this question from the options. But SNAP exam will never give you this kind of a question before, because they understand people do that. Especially those who have given CAT, after CAT exam, you find all these questions very easy. So what they expect in the exam: 1902, who won a Nobel Prize? Option A, Muller, who won a Nobel Prize. Madame Curie, again she won the Nobel Prize. Ruskin Bond, and fourth option, Rudyard Kipling. All these 4 people have won a Nobel Prize. Now you tell me how to find out, unless you know the answer. Fine. So GK40 contain one module which is based on the Nobel Prize. All the important Nobel Prize winners from India or based in India or famous one is covered here, which is more than sufficient for your exam. Yeah. So just go through them so they get an idea about these kind of things. Fine. So there's your syllabus from the GK exam. So don't worry about GK exam. No one is expert in GK. We have students who have reached SIBM by scoring only 1.5 marks in GK. Fine. That girl attempted 4 questions. 2 questions she did right, 2 questions she did wrong. 0.25 directly for each of the wrong answers, 1.25. But she was very very good in quant, and she is sitting in SIBM because of quant and verbal, of course. On the other hand, we also have a student who was 99.98 percentile in SNAP exam, again reached SIBM, but GK score 21. Fine. So GK is not the deciding factor, but yes, if you're not very very strong in verbal, logic and GK, this section will help you score more marks. Because time is less. Maths कोई भी question आएगा, you have to solve, you have to waste your time on that. But here time is less. That's the main advantage of this section. Alright, so please study for the GK section. It's very very important. There's no section cutoff, but it's very very important. Fine. So we have got 40 questions here. Idle time to be spent is 10 to max 15 minutes on this, and idle attempt is 15 questions. That's your mota thumb rule for GK section. Alright, please go to the last year paper, because in the SNAP exam almost 80% of the paper pattern is same as what is coming from last 5 years. So doing the last 5-6 year paper will be very very effective for you. In fact, the best paper which I can recommend is SNAP 2010 paper. That was average paper, not very difficult, not very easy, which is a typical benchmark for any of the Symbiosis exams came before or after that exam. So SNAP 2010 paper will be the ideal paper for you to solve. Yeah, to get a benchmark on what kind of questions are coming in SNAP exam. And trust me, 80% of that ditto will be coming in the SNAP papers. Yep. Alright, if you have any more questions regarding the SNAP exam, you can ask me on Facebook. So facebook.com/ravgun is my page on Facebook. More details you can see on ctaking.com. In case you're planning to join our program, we have started a shortcut workshop for SNAP exam, which is a complete online program. You don't need to travel anywhere, you don't need to go anywhere. From your home you can study that. So that program you can join us online. Fine, shortcut workshop along with the mocks. So we are giving around 6 mocks for the SNAP exam, which is more than sufficient in the time frame we have. Alright, thank you.